This is the way it is. You just need to suck out all the flesh and the curry that's inside this head, and this is really the best part while you're eating big prawns. Wow, this is just so beautiful. This is really a proper dish for Ministry of Crab. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to our channel. You must have watched our food vlog that we created in Colombo at Ministry of Crab, that amazing restaurant where we went for dining with my parents, and that was just amazing. The restaurant owned by Sangakara and Jayavardhane, and that was fantastic. The location was just unique because that was in the Dutch hospital, the old Dutch hospital in the heart of Colombo. And look where we are today. We are in Melbourne, and they have a new restaurant, Ministry of Crab, in Melbourne, in Flinders Lane. So we just came to experience Ministry of Crab in our own Melbourne, and let's join us, and hopefully this is going to be a fantastic experience. So this is the entrance to the Ministry of Crab. It is quite different from the Colombo one. Colombo one was in the Dutch hospital.
Good evening. Welcome. How are you tonight?
And that was the entrance, and there are a lot of people already eating, and we have been given these seats because the lady, she was at the reception, she just suggested that we should grab these chairs, and because as you can see, the whole kitchen is in front of us, so we can get to see all the operations while we eat. Fantastic, isn't it? And as you have seen in our previous video, they have exactly the same specifications, and Ministry of Crab is famous for various different size of crabs. In Sri Lanka, in Colombo, the price can go up to $380 for 2 kilo crab that you have seen. We would like to compare both the restaurants because they are the same owner and the setup and ambience is exactly the same. So we'd like to try the same menu. We tried in Colombo, amazing prawn curry in clay pot with that amazing Sri Lankan bread and some steamed rice. Would like to try the same dish here so that we can have a baseline comparison of these two amazing restaurants. So you may have seen that these dishes in our previous video. In this one, it's written 226 Flinders Lane, Melbourne, and in our previous video in Colombo, it was written here Old Dutch Hospital because that was the heritage location of that original restaurant in Colombo. And I can see a lot of crabs. Look at these. There are a lot of crabs ready to be cooked or maybe already boiled. So Arunima, do you want to go through the menu here? Just explain the menu because in the previous video you also explained it very nicely.
It's similar style, so we have the amendments, which is the actual menu, and the constitution on the
Other side. Okay, exactly same structure.
Similar. The dishes are pretty similar as well. There are a few with a few exceptions, but most of them are similar.
Okay.
Only the
Price is different. Yeah, that's experience. But also I do remember that the menu in Colombo, they had these crabs on the top and then prawns according to their size similarly at the bottom, and then they had other menus. But here it's slightly different. And are they actually showing the price? Because in Colombo they have price tags also written just adjacent to.
Is read somewhere, so it's 19 cents per gram. So
19 cents per gram. So you have to be strong in mathematics to calculate the price.
So with the 700 gram crab,
Yeah.
pretty much it can start from $140.
$140. That explains. Yeah.
And
Okay.
going up to 2 kilo.
2 kilo. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So we are going for this clay pot prawn curry. And in Colombo that was $40 serve up to 2 to 4 people, and here it is 62 Australian dollars, so it's pretty similar price. I think it's actually less than that because Australian dollar is going pretty poor at the moment. So we have just ordered that prawn curry in clay pot, and that is just to keep everything consistent with our experience in Colombo, and let's see who wins. And look at our background. This ambience is quite different because in Colombo that was in the old Dutch hospital that was like over 300 years old building, and that was very unique location. Flinders Lane is also quite unique in Melbourne, very very good for food enthusiasts. It's like a beautiful street just close to the Degrip Street, and we are also very unique location here in Melbourne. So let's try the dish and see what happens. And look at this Ministry of Crab knife. Wow. This is looking really nice. These interiors are just fantastic. You see this whole column is either covered with granite tiles or made with granite, and this is looking really spectacular. The interior is very modern, very sleek, and also it has got a lot of orangey touch, and like the menu and everything else, they have a orange color combination and style going on all through the restaurants, on the menu and everywhere. As we are trying prawns, not crabs, so they thought we don't need the black beeps, but I wanted to have one because in Colombo, Madhu Shankar gave me one, and we all four of us had one beep each, and so we have got the same beep. And as usual, it's written, keep calm and crab on. Tonight, Arunima is my Madhu Shankar. Wow, we're ready. This is the beauty and advantage of sitting in these seats, you see. This gentleman is making coconut sambal, I think. It must be very hot and tasty. A lot of operations are happening already. A lot of cooking. Wow, there is a similar interesting event happening. We are getting live display. Please, I want to see this. Wow.
What's the weight of this?
Oh, this is around 1.5 kilo.
1.5 kilo. I mean, we went to Colombo and there was a live display of 2 kilo crab in the same Ministry of Crab. Okay.
We depends on the catch, and also if we can get it, we get around 2 or 3 at a time. But the thing is, it gets so burnt.
And assuming this is an Australian crab, so where this coming from? Queensland?
Queensland.
Queensland. Okay.
So it sometimes depends on the climate. If it's too warm, it's not gonna go much. So it's like still warm, but it's Queensland.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Hello. Good evening.
We'll eat it soon.
So finally I've got my beep and it says keep calm and crab on. Exactly same as in Colombo. Obviously it should be. And Madhu Shankar, if you're watching this video, thank you very much for putting the beep on me. Here we just had to do it on our own, which is fine, and I'm glad that we have this beep because both the video will look similar and we are in the same setup. Now let's try the prawns. Because this is a disposable one, advantage is that this is our memento. We are not returning this, we're going to keep this one. We're going to take it home. This is going to be a memorable thing to hang in our kitchen. And look at these. They are actually cooking inside these amazing, beautiful looking terracotta clay pots, and our order will be coming in these clay pots. And in Colombo we had slightly darker clay pots, and here it is very new, very terracotta, very brown. Wow. And they are directly cooking in that pot, so basically that's going to be served. Similarly, as in Colombo, we also have here these beautiful coasters for your drink glasses. One side it says tails and the other side it says heads. Beautiful, isn't it? And this gentleman is cooking all the crabs and pieces of crabs. That's fantastic. So the setup and our prawn has just been served and in the clay pot, and this is looking really beautiful. Much bigger prawns, I think here.
And they have served the heads as well.
Heads as well, yeah, with with a tongue. So this is different because there was like a big spoon, but the bread is exactly the same as we had in Colombo.
Only the amount is less. They had like 3 braids, right? It's
Three braids, yeah, three pieces of braids.
Spot was much larger as well.
Larger. I think we had about 16 prawns in Colombo, but they were slightly smaller prawns. And here we have like five, maybe 10 prawns. I would say 10 prawns, which is fine and very similar. Let's test this. So we have got our prawn in the clay pot, and this was actually on the fire. So they cooked the prawn curry directly in this clay pot. And I actually missed it. We also have this beautiful looking wooden spoon. Maybe this is made in Eden in New South Wales. And we have the bread, very similar looking bread. Very similar looking bread as we had in Colombo. Just we had like three breads where we have now one. And as I mentioned that we had about 16 prawns in Colombo, smaller. We have here about 10 prawns, but they are much bigger. So Urmila, what's the first impression?
It's very hot. I just burnt my lips.
Oh, it is hot. You mean the temperature is hot? So you can just
Burning.
wet it. Okay. Yeah. So from the clay pot, I have got the two main prawns and the heads. Urmila doesn't like the head, so I'm just trying this, and I've got three pieces of breads, and I can see that there is some lemongrass as well in the bottom. So it's going to be tasting delicious, I hope. Let's try this. So I've got one piece of bread, and I just dunked into that prawn curry, and I'm going to try this. It's actually quite hot and very tasty. Let me try one of the prawns. Yeah, it's very soft, very good. Australian prawns, so they're very good. The prawns are so succulent and very well cooked, very soft and really big actually. They are much bigger than the Colombo prawns. I would say the curry is really hot, very hot. It's very Southeast Asian kind of eating, and it's really hot, but it's just delicious, very very good, and it's warm, and the prawns are so soft. I'm just loving it. Originally they have given us two pieces of bread, actually one piece of bread, so we have just asked for more bread, and let me show you that how I'm eating one of these heads. This is the head, and I have to use my finger. There is no other way. This is the way it is. You just need to suck out all the flesh and the curry that's inside this head, and this is really the best part while you're eating big prawns. I'm just wondering, do you make the bread in-house? Do you make the bread in-house?
No, we ordered the bread.
Oh, okay, so there is a baker that provides the bread.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And these breads are actually made by somebody else locally in Melbourne. But look at the size. This is just so good, especially with this very hot, spicy curry. These thick cuts are really authentic and very nice. I think I would say the curry here in Melbourne is much hotter than what we had in Colombo. That is something a big surprise, because you would expect that Sri Lankan curry in Sri Lanka will be super hot, and this in Melbourne, this curry will be a bit westernized. But no, this is actually, I find this is hotter than Colombo one. How strange. Very very surprised. And we have our next stack of breads, and we still have few prawns to go through, and we were having a conversation with the lady that's serving us, and she just said that some other people said that the curry in Colombo was hotter than the Melbourne one, but we tried it last month, and that was in Colombo, and we are trying here. At the moment we are finding it very hot compared to the Colombo one. But I think normally people will go with drinks, but we don't drink, so we are having just a ginger beer or water, so probably we are finding it a bit hotter. Fantastic. This gentleman is actually preparing the crab, and I think it's already cooked, so he's serving. Yeah, he's actually serving on the dish. So beautiful. Watching chefs at operation and working on the artwork is always fantastic. And look at the final artwork. Wow, this is just so beautiful. This is really a proper dish for Ministry of Crab. So I've got two more prawns to go, and I've got this last piece of bread, and we have a little bit of curry left. So I'm just going to dunk that in and try that. Wow, look at this. This is really good. One thing I should mention that the prawns in Australia are just so good. We had 16 prawns at Ministry of Crab in Colombo. They were very tasty. But these Australian prawns, they are actually beating the Sri Lankan prawns. So there might be some other instances that Sri Lankan prawns might beat the Australian prawns. But for this evening, the Australian prawns are the winner. You see, as usual, all the dishes are finished and we completed our dinner at beautiful Ministry of Crab in Melbourne. So finally, I should say, in conclusion, we had an amazing time. We had the exactly same dish, very similar looking dish, tastes slightly different, a bit hotter, but the prawns were just extraordinary in Australian prawns. And now it's time to take my beautiful beef off. I'm going to keep this beef because this is disposable, so this is going to be my memento. I hope Sangakara and Jayavardhane, you will watch our video at least once. As you may have watched our Colombo video, you should watch our Melbourne one as well. What a fantastic experience we had, and we are very lucky that we have Ministry of Crab in Melbourne now, so we can get to try prawn and crabs quite frequently whenever we visit Melbourne. And comparing Colombo restaurant with Melbourne one was very fun, and we truly enjoyed this experience.